It's time to turn your dream into bold action. Are you a coach trying to figure out how to find new clients for your business? And you just can't figure out where to go and find them, where all these elusive clients are? I am on a mission to help over 1,000 kingdom-minded women successfully turn their passion into an authentic and profitable business so that you can support your family and make massive impact in God's kingdom. On my own journey, I've discovered 3 strategies that have consistently added new clients to my business and new people to my email list. Both are equally important. And today, I'm going to share those strategies with you. Welcome to the Dream Launcher Podcast. I'm your host, Stephanie Ferrara. In the world of online business, there seem to be a million strategies to sign on new clients. From paid ads to writing a book to going on podcasts and old-fashioned networking, you can get bogged down pretty quick with thinking that you have to do it all. Well, I'm here to tell you, you don't. You can pick a few strategies that work for you and just double down on those and make them work over and over and over again for you. You've started your new coaching business. Congratulations. That's fantastic. I'm here to cheer you on. But how do you find your first client or even that next client? How do you set yourself up on the path to prosperity? There are 3 strategies that I use to get my first clients, and I continue to use them to get clients today. Number 1, I got referrals. Then I built my email list. And then ultimately, I hosted several online summits. And those were huge for growing my audience and my business. So today, I'm going to share the details of those strategies with you. And the best part, they're free. So strategy number 1 is professional networking. First, you must leverage your current network. I'll be honest with you. A lot of people out there are going to tell you to go reach out to your friends and your family, your third cousin down the road, whatever. I am not an advocate for that. Yes, it's okay to share with them what you're doing if you feel comfortable doing that. Sometimes we're not comfortable even sharing with family because maybe they're the negative Nellies that are going to talk you out of it. Sometimes you just have to get started and then show up and say, hey, look what I'm doing, and I've got this many clients, right? So what I do suggest is that you do professional networking, that you reach out to your professional network. What does that mean? People that you have worked with in the past, people that you do business with specifically, colleagues that you have that may benefit from the services that you offer, or even if they don't, they may be willing to hear you out, learn about what you are offering and what you do and how you serve your clients so that they can refer people to you. And in return, you get to learn about them too. And maybe there's somebody that you're going to refer somebody to. It's a win-win situation. At the heart of it, where word of mouth is a powerful tool for growing your business, I have to say that it's got to be the right mouth that those words are coming out of. I know my mom has recommended me to people, and some have called and some haven't. My friends maybe have recommended me to somebody, but it doesn't mean that they have called me or reached out to me, because there's just something that doesn't get the same credibility as a professional relationship does, as somebody you're not related to or they're not your best friend from high school. There's just that layer of credibility that comes when there's not as much of the personal relationship there. I don't know why that is for us. I'm sure if you have had any stint in network marketing, you can understand this, because they tell you all the time to go and hound your friends and family, your immediate network, your immediate circle of people, and they are almost always the last people to buy from you. So I want you to remember that if you've been in networking before, in network marketing before rather, that's probably the same thing here. So just keep that in mind. Know that. I mean, I have yet to have a relative of mine hire me, right? They're not my ideal client. I have had some friends hire me, or they were my practice clients. They're because we had that relationship that I felt when I was brand new, that very first year, that I could practice what I was going to be coaching with them, and they would give me honest feedback. And it allowed me to tweak how I delivered some things and also tweak some of the material. But for the most part, you're going to want to stick to a professional relationship and look for those professionals who are willing to hear you out, listen to what you do, who your ideal client is, and be able to then be the referral when they're talking to somebody random or somebody in their business that mentions something. You're like, and they're like, hey, you know what? I know somebody that can help you with that. Let me get you her contact information. But what do you do if you don't have a professional network? What if you don't already have that established? Then you're going to have to do a little legwork. If you aren't already involved in any kind of professional networking groups, look for joining some, look to join some that are in your area, some local ones, but you can also look for some online ones. You want to look for groups that have a good mix of people within them where you're not all in the same industry. I know several people who have really benefited from being part of a BNI group. It's a Business Networking International group. I will say it's not free, but I know that it pays off, but it can be quite costly to be part of that group. So that's why I want to recommend a few free options for you. Some of the ways that I've networked in my early years, and I'm still connected to these groups as well, is there's a local entrepreneurs Facebook group for Arkansas. And we say local. Arkansas is a pretty small state as far as, general population. So if you live in a larger city, it might be one that's specific to your city. We have one that's specific to Central Arkansas, but this was a statewide group, and they had monthly meetings in different areas every single month. And so you had the opportunity to go and have coffee and talk with whoever you happened to sit down with at the table and share what you did. The purpose was to network and get to know. And they had a speaker that helped kind of solidify why you were there. But the main thing was to really get to know other business owners in Arkansas. Another group that I was part of was a faith in business meeting. It was a lunch and learn, and it was hosted by my church. In that meeting, I ended up actually helping co-host it later on, but when I first started out, I was just attending, and I would actually go on my lunch hour. I was still working full time when I started attending that. I would go on my lunch hour, enjoy lunch, enjoy a great speaker, and get to know some of the people that actually attended my church or didn't attend, because anybody was able to come to that, and got to know about some of the other local businesses around my area. And they got to know about me. I'm also a member of PMI. It's projectmanagementinstitute.org, and I am a member of the local chapter here in Arkansas. And so with that, they have monthly meetings, and so I attend those as well. As much as I can, I still attend them, but back then, I made sure I attended every single month. While that is a professional group of people who is their focus is project management, still it gave me a professional network that, whether it was project management or my business and coaching, I was able to talk about both. And I did gain a client through some of those connections. And then finally, there's your good old local Chamber of Commerce. It's a great idea to go ahead and join the local Chamber of Commerce. They have a guide that is sent out usually every year that lists their members and the type of business that it is. It's something that people do refer to when they're looking for specific services. So that's a great idea, because they also sometimes have lunches or other events and other social events and networking events and fundraisers that you can be a part of that will help you to get to know other businesses in your area, but also network in the same way that I talked about with the women's Facebook group. Now, joining your chamber is not free, but usually the cost is fairly low. So that is a really, really good option as well, as long as you can commit to attending some of the events to really get the benefit out of that membership. Now, I talked a little bit already about how you handle yourself in this type of networking event. You have to go in with the right mindset. You're not there to try to enroll every single person in that room. You're actually there to learn about them. And actually, if you lead with that, you'll get farther than if you lead with, let me tell you about what I do. If you lead with, tell me about your business. What kind of clients are you really interested in? Who do you work best with? Who do you not like working with? Ask them lots of questions. It will help you when you run across somebody that you might be able to refer to them, but also opening the door that way and truly being interested in what they offer and who they are and who their clients are opens the door for them to ask you the same questions. And then they get to know you and the type of business that you have and the way that you serve your clients and your ideal clients. Who are you looking for? These are great questions to think about as you are networking in any situation. The main thing is to not focus on trying to actually recruit that person into your business or enroll them right then. It's more about creating the connection, learning and getting to know somebody else, and then eventually that can lead to a professional relationship in a coaching situation. Now, I know you're trying to get your first client or maybe that next client. Maybe you've had a dry period. And no, these strategies are not quick cash. I'm going to walk in and walk out with a client. They are a long game. They are a long strategy, okay? But they do pay off. All of this networking, it really will pay off in the end. I have gotten many clients through networking in this way. Oh, and a bonus for you, as you continue to meet with people and describe what it is that you do, who you are serving, the type of people that you're serving, and what you do and how you support them and help them with the problems that they have, or whether it's helping them lose weight or start a business or build a website or do their social media marketing, whatever it is that you do in your business, as you continue to meet with new people and continue to share that, you will get so refined in the way that you describe what you do that you'll find fantastic wording that you'll be able to use then in like your LinkedIn profile, your social media profiles. You'll be able to use that on social media and different posts and everything as you introduce your new business and you describe what you do. Put it on your website, all of those different places. But it comes through saying it. And I've found this just over and over and over again as I test out something new. The more that I say it, the more I refine it, the more crisp it gets, and the more direct and effective it is in the way that I communicate it to somebody else. Strategy number 2 is to build your email list. And I know this is, again, it sounds like, oh my gosh, but I don't even know where to find people. How do I add people to my email list? Well, I'm going to tell you this. I can't stress this enough because you've got to grow your email list. You're going to run into people all day long, all the time, especially as you get into networking where you're going to want to put people on your email list or you're going to invite them to opt into your email list. And you want to make sure you have somewhere to send them. Now, I'll be honest, I made this mistake when I first started, and I warn my clients every single time. My new clients, if they have nothing, if they're coming to me and they haven't built anything, they don't have a website, they don't have an email list, they don't have anything. They just know that they want to start something. The first place that I start them is not in building a website. The first place that I start them is in building their email list. I was like most women starting a business that felt I had to have a website to get started, that I wasn't truly a business until my website was up, that it was perfect and beautiful. But I was wrong. That website doesn't matter if nobody knows how to go find it. If you're not talking to anybody, nobody is going to stumble across your website, at least not for quite some time. Later down the road, when you've got a lot of good content out there, you're sending stuff and Google starts to pick it up, yes. But right at the beginning, nobody's going to see it. You're going to hit publish and you're going to be so proud that you've got this beautiful site that seems perfect to you and you have spent months working on it instead of talking to people, networking, getting people on your email list, and having somebody to actually sell your course or your coaching to. As I said, just because You build a website, it does not mean that anybody will find it. You have to give people a compelling reason to go to your site. But as I mentioned, I don't recommend that you start there. If you don't have a website, don't start with a website. If you have the only caveat, I'll say this, the only caveat is if you have physical products that you want to sell online, obviously you have to have a website. But that's not my ideal client. Most of the clients that I work with are trying to start a coaching business, not a physical product business. So before I continue on any more on that, I want to go ahead and step back a little bit and go back to the beginning for those of you who are just getting started, who just have decided, I want to start this business. I want to coach people. I've come through this major health journey and I have the answer that I can help so many people and I want to help them, but I don't know where to start. So the thing that I want to say is the number one action from a technology standpoint for all of my new clients is to decide on their email marketing platform. What are they going to use to collect customer or potential customer emails so that they can continue to communicate with them and nurture them? You want to be ready from day one to collect a prospect's email. I have a whole module within the Dream Launcher membership around email marketing. So I'm not going to go into too many details around choosing the right marketing platform, but a few of my clients have found it really easy to work with MailChimp, Constant Contact, or MailerLite. Most email marketing platforms will allow you to set up a simple opt-in page. You've been to one. I know you've been to one where you have put your name and your email address in, you have hit submit, and you've either gotten a coupon or you've gotten a checklist, you've gotten some PDF download, you've gotten some free access to something because you provided that information. Or you just said, I want updates from this company, and so I want to get on their newsletter. So I just described a few reasons why somebody would actually want to opt in and join your email list because they want to have receive some value from you, just like you joined an email list to receive some value from other companies. It's why your inbox is so full, because you have given many companies your name and email address, and they email you daily or weekly. Some of them you read, some of them you don't, and that's okay. You haven't unsubscribed because you still want to hear from them even if you don't read all of them. And so do your potential clients. But bottom line, you need to give them a reason to opt in. So early on in your business, you may not be completely clear on what you're offering, what the course that you're going to offer or the coaching is going to entail, but you probably have some quick tips, a short video you could record, or maybe it's a how-to guide that you can create very quickly in Canva or even in Word and exchange that for their name and email. Today's show is brought to you by Kajabi. From digital products to marketing tools, get everything that you need to build your profitable business all in one place. I've used Kajabi for my coaching business for over 5 years. I use Kajabi for my email marketing, and I also use it to deliver my courses and memberships, my podcast distribution, and also for a few of the web pages. It is an incredible platform for coaches and course creators. And Kajabi has a special offer just for you as a listener of the Dream Launcher podcast. Get a 30-day free trial of Kajabi when you go to my link to join. I set up my first online course and my first email sequence within a week of joining Kajabi. It was so easy to get it all set up. And I know that you could do that too. Go to stephanieferrara.com/Kajabi, Kajabi, to get started. Strategy number 3, host online summits to build credibility and grow your email list. You need to establish yourself as an expert in your field, and summits are a fantastic way to do that. You can do it by creating valuable content such as blogs, podcasts, or YouTube channel where you share your knowledge and insights. By providing value to your audience, you could attract potential clients who resonate with your message. But the fastest way that I have found to add hundreds of people to your email list and to grow your own credibility is by hosting an online summit. Through an online summit, you get to borrow other people's audiences and the credibility and trust of your speakers to build your own credibility, trust, and your email list. Every time I have hosted a summit, I have added at least 250, 500 people to my email list. For each one, I also gained clients. So what is an online summit and how do you host one? Summits are like conferences with multiple speakers, a keynote speaker or two. There's sometimes some other activities that all center around and complement the main event. But instead of hundreds of people traveling from all over the world to a resort or a large conference center to sit in uncomfortable chairs all day and listen to 20 or 30 speakers, they get to attend virtually. They get to watch the speakers or the interviews from the comfort of their own home or their office or even in their car. Hosting an online summit takes a lot of work. No doubt about it, there is a lot of work on the front end. But when done right, an online summit can truly have huge payoffs in new clients. You see, even though you as the host are not the focus of the summit, you are the host. You become the one that they get to know and they get to trust as you lead them along through the experience. You appear in their inbox every day, reminding them about the event, sharing the schedule, telling them what they're going to learn. And then you show up as you introduce each speaker and interview them, and you get to share some of your insights along the way. You're the one who's announcing prizes and maybe a special Q&A call that wasn't scheduled that's a last-minute bonus. If you present your summit in a way where your speakers are being interviewed by you, then it lends to more interaction between you and the speaker, and you gain more credibility because you are carrying on that conversation with that speaker, adding in your own little bits of knowledge and tips, but not taking center stage. It's all about the speaker, but it's a conversation. And you get to benefit from that. And then after the summit is over, you continue to communicate with the attendees. You get to share instant replays and then become known in their email list. You can offer them something as a gift for attending. What is their next step? Maybe their next step is coaching with you. If hosting an online summit is something that you really would be interested in learning more about, let me know. I can definitely delve into more specifics about how to do that in a future episode. By leveraging your network, creating valuable content, and borrowing credibility from others through online summits, podcast interviews, and the like, you can attract your first coaching clients organically. I help my clients with each of these steps through the Dream Launcher membership and private coaching. The Dream Launcher membership is actually currently open for enrollment, and I'd love to see you come join us. You can join at stephanieferrara.com/dream. And before we go, don't forget to go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe as well, and hit the bell so you never miss an episode.